Okay, who was the hardest of us to raise between me, Samantha, and Leosi?
Oh my goodness. Hardest in what way?
As in, like, who was the most manipulative of you?
You mean headstrong?
No, manipulative. Like, who used to lie and like just be
manipulative? No. Leo.
Hey rockers, welcome to Mama-Ology Psychology, where you get to peer into the minds of the owners of Mama-Ology Burgers. We're bringing you into our world, where we talk all things business, lifestyle, and our psychology.
Welcome to Mama-Ology Psychology, episode 12. Today, I'm joined by the people that I shared a womb with, not at the same time, obviously in chronological order.
Yeah, I was first.
So we have the oldest seated here. Introduce yourself.
So I'm Samantha. You should know this by now if you've been following this podcast. I'm Samantha.
Anything more than that?
I'm the firstborn of this sibling relationship.
Rude.
Yes.
I'm Natalie. I'm the middle child, hence why I'm in the middle.
And I'm Leosi, and I'm the last born.
Is that it, Leo?
Yeah, I'm the last born, and I'm definitely the most enthusiastic and the most. I have so much charisma compared to these guys.
Wow.
So let me take over the show. I'll be
self-hype man. Okay, so today we're going to explore, is birth order theory a real thing? Now, I didn't discover birth order theory until I ran out of content for podcasts. So apparently it's a real thing. It's a theory. In 1964, before all of our times, I'm glad to say, Alfred Adler developed a theory on the importance of birth order on personality development. In his theory, he claims that although children may be born into the same household, their birth order greatly influences their psychological development. So we are living proof of whether this birth theory is true or not. So we're going to be the experiment. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, Samantha, do you want to read your stereotype of what it means to be the eldest child?
Okay. I thought we'd find out a bit about Leo first.
Yeah, Leo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, before we delve into the subject matter.
No one's ever met you before, and they might think that we just make you up.
You can do all your Freudian experience on me. Experiments. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this is just a general introduction of yourself. You want to introduce yourself?
Who are you? Who are you?
Who am I?
You're more than your name.
I'm actually the one who goes to find out who am I. I'm the one who goes and deep delves into the question of who am I and why do I.
Can you give us the human answer first and what you do on planet Earth, like day to day?
What I do on planet Earth day to day, I actually make a virtual fashion. I make clothes and then I try and make marketing techniques for virtual fashion because I'm trying to run away from rent and leases and all these adulthood stuff. So, I have a studio where I kind of experiment with video and capture techniques. And if it means like photogrammetry and futuristic virtual techniques for selling clothes in the 21st century. Yeah, so I'm very much about what will sales be like in 2025, whether it's NFTs, blockchain technology, or whether it's
what's NFT? I know NFL.
Non-fungible tokens.
Non-fungible
tokens. It's fine. This is like
it's like really popular at the moment.
Is that like cryptocurrency?
It comes in because basically the internet's been evolving. There's Web 1.0, which is what you're used to, like emails.
Yeah.
That's Web 1.0, and right now we're like in Web 2.0. Oh. So Web 2.0 is streaming, and now we're moving into the quantum computing age, where like basically information was going to be instantaneous.
So you don't even need a computer, don't even need a processor.
Yeah, we don't need a processor, we don't need a computer, we don't need the PlayStations. This is the last generation of PlayStation. There's never going to be another PlayStation. You know, everything's just becoming much more fluid and internet-based, web-based with 5G. All right. So nice. In Web 3.0, will be the way we do business is just going to change entirely. And yeah, global currency. These are concepts which, hey, it just maybe in the past year, 2 years, they're starting to answer themselves in terms of. The internet is starting to evolve. Let's just say that.
So the internet is like a living, breathing organism.
Yeah, living, breathing organism, and no one's in control of it anymore. It's called decentralized economy.
Okay.
That's scary.
Yeah,
Sounds great.
people have always tried to be in control of it.
Yeah.
Big corporations, but now, we're taking it into our own hands.
Yeah.
Like YouTube.
Like YouTube, exactly. YouTube has replaced TV, and people are getting paid. Studios are not getting paid anymore.
People are getting
individuals.
paid.
Individuals.
Becoming more individualized
Soon.
rather than big corporations holding all the power.
Yeah.
And
So these are conversations like I enjoy having, and we don't really have enough amongst other young people.
Yeah.
So to establish that conversation, it's best to show the best examples of those modern kind of concepts. And I'm just part of this new generation, I guess. Yeah.
And I'm glad you're putting it out there, and maybe that you've talked about concepts that some people have never heard of before. Maybe it'll pique their interest and they'll start exploring.
Yeah, start exploring, start conversating, and coming together and developing something new. Because we're so like traditional with our people are like, oh, let's make a campaign just using analog old school cameras, and it's like, okay, we've been through that. That's so 70s.
Well, so done.
If you want to do that, how can we maybe make that into an NFT and make that somehow like let's just join forces and see what we can make modern out of it. But it's cool that we can talk about it. Yeah,
people need to move with the times, get with the program.
So that's kind of what I do. But
awesome.
Yeah. So being last born.
No, we're not getting into that yet. We're doing order.
Okay.
We can see who the middle child is. Okay. All right. I'm the eldest. So let me read what this says here. So apparently the oldest person in this sibling lineup is studious, does well in school.
You're going to say he's stupid. Sorry.
No. I wouldn't agree with that.
Okay, go on.
Studious. Serious and solitary. Aloof and snobbish towards siblings. Who wrote this? You sure it was someone else, not you?
Alfred did it, not me. It's Alfred from 1964.
She's always
whatever.
aloof
I
to
think
me.
you slipped some words in there. Anyway, teacher and nurturer. Ends up in a serious profession like law or medicine. Parents are the hardest on them. And they are responsible and well-behaved. There's a lot I'd agree with here. So I'm supposed to discuss what I think.
Yeah, so you can't say...
Or you guys need
Leo,
to tell me.
do you agree
I
with any of that?
I would have agreed with all that until I think I was like, I think you were like 19 and I went to your university dorm and all of that just like crumbled in front of my very eyes. However, I would have agreed with
What do you mean? You have to explain.
there was one of the points on the list.
Yeah.
Maybe it was one
What
of the,
about being studious or...
just go through one more time. Studious?
So studious, serious and solitary.
Yeah.
Aloof and snobbish towards siblings.
Okay.
Teacher and nurturer. Ends up in serious profession like law or medicine.
Okay.
Parents are the hardest on them. And responsible and well-behaved.
Okay, so it's responsible and well-behaved that we're tackling, isn't it?
That's responsible and well-behaved.
So I think Leo's talking about the time when we couldn't reach you on the phone and our mum and our dad got into a car, forced us to go on this 2-hour car journey to your university.
I think 2.5, 3 hours,
3 hours, yeah.
Around the M25 in London.
Which
And
was
then
fine.
we get there and we find her at the student bar, like just on a trip.
It's what students do. What did you expect me to be doing?
But
I was at university.
This is what happens when you have a Nigerian mum and she's calling you from like 2 p.m. and
just to 3 p.m. Just for 1 hour. You pick up the phone.
You're on a bender and then your mum is calling you. So between 2 and 3, she's calling you. And by 5, the moment she finishes work, she's like, we're on a mission. We're going to her.
Okay, so wait. It's a Saturday. Yeah. A Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
I don't pick up the phone to my mother because I've got other things to do. Mm-hmm. I'm busy having fun. I spent my whole childhood and early adult years being kind of restricted. I wasn't really allowed to go out.
Oh, really? Even when the weekend you disappeared for like 3 days?
Can we do one story at a time?
Okay.
One story at a time.
And again, there's reasoning. The same reasoning goes behind that.
No.
Yeah, one story at a time. Yeah. So, I had a very restricted childhood.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you would agree.
Yeah, I would agree.
I wasn't allowed to go to friends' houses. My mother kind of was quite snobbish towards my friends. She
what blood
them
type are they? What
Yeah.
do their parents do for
and we had such like a suburban upbringing.
Yeah.
It was kind of ideal in terms of we weren't even near anything exciting.
Well,
So-
we grew up in different. Okay, we're jumping around here.
Yeah.
Okay,
okay.
yeah, go on.
So no, I'm just saying that you didn't even have that many chances to do anything that wild when
Yeah.
you were in your
Yeah, so
maturing
my mother
years.
was basically an overprotective mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a very restrictive childhood. So when I got to university, it was my first time to explore and to make friends and to, you know, drink a little. I didn't drink before university.
You're just supposed to drink water.
Yeah. So I had some time, some free time on a Saturday, no lectures.
In the student union.
In the student union. And wow, I didn't answer my phone for 2 hours. So yeah, my parents ended up coming into the student union and kind of embarrassing me in front of everybody.
Yeah. Like we were in the car park
Lecturing me in
of the
front of
student
everybody.
union. You walked out like tipsy.
No, we went into it.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Okay, then I didn't come in. I was in the car. Okay.
Maybe you're underage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all I remember is having a good time and then my mother walking in, shouting at me in front of everybody, and then, you know, telling me that that she would never trust me again and all this stuff. Yeah, that was very, very strange. So I don't think that it shows that I'm irresponsible. I think it's just me being youthful and actually like living out my youth.
What I
My
remember,
delayed youth.
No, but what I remember is when you were in secondary school, you didn't sit for half a year's worth of geography lessons,
That's not true.
and then you were skipping class to go shopping with your friend Soma.
I think
And then your teachers were asking
You haven't
me. Your
exaggerated.
teachers were asking me, "Where's Samantha? She hasn't attended geography classes
all
for
right,
6
let me
months."
explain myself. I
In a
feel like I'm
Catholic
being
school?
grilled here.
Is this
Yeah,
serious?
Sacred Heart she did that.
Oh my gosh.
Natalie has a warped perception of what happened.
I remember accurately.
Based on her youthfulness, on her child mind.
This is
Okay.
denial in action.
Natalie's aggressiveness, we can use that as one of the middle child traits. Don't worry.
I'm precise.
Yeah.
It's not
She's going for
aggression.
your neck right now.
It's precise.
And
Precision.
she's wrong. She's wrong.
I remember perfectly.
So can we actually explain what happened? Otherwise,
Right, let me chew on
people
Haribo.
just experience us bickering.
All right, go on.
This is how it is every day. You don't see this in action. Solo has the opportunity to see this happening behind the scenes. We bicker quite a lot. Anyway, so let me explain story number 2 about my teenage years.
Truancy.
So once again, because I was held back from having any kind of social life by my mother, I wouldn't say my parents, by my mother, I had never been clubbing before. So I was in the 6th form in school, which is when you're doing your A-levels, so last year of A-levels, just before university.
17.
Yeah, I think I was about 17, going on 18. And my friend Soma, she also came from quite a restrictive background. She was Indian, and her parents were very strict. So we decided one day, I don't want to miss out on all this fun. Everyone else is going clubbing. Everyone else is doing stuff. We both never even had boyfriends before, you know. So we're like, let's go clubbing
For a weekend.
during school
time.
hours. So we took a week off school.
No, you went to see Destiny's Child. I remember.
Natalie, I don't know what you're doing here.
Sorry, go on.
We didn't go and see Destiny's Child. I don't know. Natalie, you're creating dreams.
Go on.
I'm completely confused. And you're confusing everybody by taking them off the story.
Okay, so what was your script?
This the reality of what happened.
Okay.
So we didn't go and see Destiny's Child. We took a week off school. And in order to fund our excursion clubbing for a week, because in London it's expensive, we wrote a letter to our parents giving us permission to go on a geography field trip. And we requested for money in this letter. So basically the letter, they would sign the permission slip and then they would give money for us to go on this trip.
How much do you write down?
I don't remember. I really don't remember. It wasn't much, probably like £10 or something. And then, so Soma and I went for a crazy trip for a whole week. We stayed at her sister's.
So you went outside London?
No, we were in London. We went clubbing in London for a week and we stayed at her sister's house. Her sister had no relationship with her parents anymore because she had been excommunicated for marrying someone outside of her race.
Oh, okay.
So we stayed at the rebel child's house and we had a great time. It was really eye-opening. Just met fantastic people and just had fun. We didn't do anything wrong or anything bad. Obviously, it was wrong of us to to, forge a letter and do all of that, getting money unlawfully. But we had the best time until we got caught. Mm-hmm. And that was down to Natalie. You can explain.
No, I don't remember. Since I have Alzheimer's, apparently, I don't remember anything accurately.
That was down to Natalie. I want to hear this.
What did I do? I don't remember. What did I do?
I'm 9 years younger, so I all this, I was like...
What did I do?
So what happened was, after a few days of missing school, one of my teachers was wondering where I was. So they asked you.
What was I supposed to do? I didn't know where you were.
So obviously Natalie thought I was on a geography field trip. So she said, I thought she was on a geography field trip, but it happened to be my geography teacher who had asked her. So very quickly they found out that I wasn't on a geography field trip, and my parents got called, and the fun trip was over in a flash. But I never regretted it. Sorry.
But however, you do kind of live up to one stereotype of you being firstborn. Uh-huh. You did study law.
Yeah,
I did.
That's a stereotype I agree with.
But I didn't do it because I was studious. I wouldn't say. Okay, I'd say I was a dedicated student, but I didn't find studying easy. Mm. I didn't find it easy to concentrate and focus. And I think it's because I actually was a lot more creative than I gave myself credit for, but I didn't have the confidence in myself to even believe that. Mm. So it was like I was fighting against myself.
I can agree with you. Yeah. Maybe you're more creative than, because I remember the time I used to see you have some type of spark was when you were doing like CDT, creative design technology. Yeah. And I just remember there was something like, and even just the way you were growing up, you were like dissecting animals. And
I used to be really curious about things.
You were very curious.
Not animals, insects.
Oh, okay? Insects.
When you say animals, that sounds really bad.
I was always curious about everything and wanting to know, how things worked and the reasons behind things. I've always been curious.
You loved slugs.
It's not that I loved slugs. What do you mean?
I don't know.
No.
We had a greenhouse, so maybe she was just looking after.
I was just interested in insects and the little things. I've always been interested in the small details of things and finding out the reasons behind things. So I would say that I was studious in terms of like when I put my mind to something, I really wanted to see it through, but it didn't come naturally to me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What else does it say here? What else would you agree with?
Do you think she's nurturing though?
So Samantha's not really. She's not the type. She's very. She lets you do whatever you feel like.
Because I like people to be them.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't like imposing myself on people. Yeah. I like people to be themselves.
Yeah. Would you say you're the same as a boss? Like, Are you assertive and always on? Do you watch every hand movement of your?
Samantha's a silent assertion. I feel like I don't think she's a walkover, but people might assume that she is, but she's not. Like I think Samantha has limits.
And I quite like it when people assume that I am.
Yeah.
And then
they meet the real me.
Then they meet the real you, and you don't want to meet the real you.
and there's no reverse. There's no reverse.
That lawyer comes out.
No, it's because I allow people to be themselves, and if they show themselves to be a certain way, then I allow them to do that. And then I can choose whether or not I want to, know that person more or not, or keep my distance. I don't like to
tell people
what to do, or, force people to do anything or to be anything but themselves. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was the other ones?
So studious, serious, and solitary.
I don't think you're solitary. I think actually at times she's quite, social, but I think compared to us two, you come across as being more serious.
Yeah.
But you have a strong funny bone.
Yeah, she has a strong funny bone.
But she might not be the one cracking the jokes, but she'll find, especially dark humor, funny, which shocks me sometimes.
And I have moods. I have moments when I might, crack some jokes or whatever. And
it's unexpected. That's why it's even more funny.
But Samantha has a very scheduled mind. Like, she between 9 to 5, you won't really catch her. You won't really find her making jokes, and but when she's on her relaxed mode, that's when she lets her guard down. But most of the that's the way I see it. She knows how to compartmentalize.
Yeah, I do that
her day, and her mind. And
But
in the mornings, she contemplates what she's going to do later.
Yeah.
And then when it's time to be effectual, you won't find her, like, you'll find me cracking jokes during the day.
But sometimes I find it hard to shift between one role and another because I'm so focused on being that, you know, I'm in work mode, don't disturb me.
Yeah, like,
Or,
you're
not
very
fun mode. I find it hard to mix them.
swim between
Yeah.
the
That's why, like, when I used to be at work doing a 9-to-5 job, people used to try and like mix work and play together. My brain just couldn't take it.
It's like even now, when you were doing your makeup, I was trying to get you to tell me something, and you're like, I can't do both at the same time, and I find that really puzzling because I can do 6 things at the same time, so I don't understand why you can't tell me a story
like to spread my energy
and act at the same time. Like,
I'd like to focus. I'm very focused, and I find it really difficult to split my energy. You know, everyone's different, but that's
how we know you're dedicated to your man.
You can't have more than one.
That's actually true. But I wouldn't say, as in terms of solitary, I feel like I am sometimes. Like, I need my me time. I'm your stereotypical introvert. I can be social, but that it runs out like after an hour or two, and then I just need to be like, oh, see ya.
Bye.
I've got to be alone. Yeah. Even at home with my husband, there are times when I'm like, Moses, I'm going to go and go to the bedroom for a little while, or I'm going for a walk. Because I can't be constantly on. I can't.
Yeah.
And he's very, very talkative and chatty. So I sometimes need my space to re-energize. Yeah. So, yeah, but it says aloof and snobbish towards siblings. I don't agree with that.
I don't know. I think that Samantha's the most accepting of, definitely between the two of you. I mean, the thing is, neither of you are the type to like really confront me and like my freedom and everything. So the aloof and snobbishness, I've never really got that from.
No, I don't think you are aloof or snobbish.
No.
Not
So
at all.
that's BS.
Yeah.
Wipe it off.
And I think nurturer. I actually think I am a nurturer. Maybe you don't see it. Maybe you don't see it, but I'm always putting you guys first. Like, you don't agree.
I'm looking at Leo. What's your
Well, okay. Maybe it's just in my mind. Whenever, say I'm, for example, going to the shop or whatever, or, you know, I always think to ask, oh, do you guys want anything? You know, it might not necessarily be reciprocated.
She's if there's a present under the Christmas tree,
you do that.
If there is a present on the Christmas tree, it's probably from Samantha.
Yeah, and no one else.
And no one else.
No,
so I was actually quite upset that no one noticed.
No, I had to hear what we had to say.
I think I'm nurturing in general.
I think you're also the banter the bickering starter.
Oh wow! So wasn't that
okay?
Wasn't that? I think it's time. Did you just
I think it's time to move it to middle child now. All right, I think we've exhausted the firstborn.
Yes. Oh wait, one more. Yeah. Just that the parents are the hardest on them. That's definitely true.
Really?
You wouldn't know. All right. Okay. From my perspective.
It's all about your perspective, yeah.
I feel like being the eldest, I was the one who had to go through most of the kind of, what do you call it? Landmarks. Most of the difficulties I had to go through first. And then later on in life, my parents softened up as they got to Natalie and to Leo.
Or maybe we weren't as rebellious.
I don't consider myself.
She's not rebellious. She's not rebellious. I completely agree with you.
I don't consider myself.
They're probably the hardest on you, but so
being the firstborn,
being
and so they were the most protective with me, and maybe with your personality, they had no choice. Natalie used to throw tantrums all the time as a baby, then she was allowed to get away with a lot. Whereas with me, I didn't even try to there were lots of things that I didn't even try to assert myself on. I just rolled over. Because I knew the answer would be no to most things. So I think I was the most submissive out of us for that reason, because my parents were the hardest on me and I knew the answer would be no for everything. So I never even tried to combat anything that they asked, that they said. Anyway. Yes.
I'm glad you got that.
No, and I also think I'm the most responsible and well-behaved out of everybody because of that. Because I had it the hardest for my parents.
You're the most responsible.
I had to rebel on those 2 occasions that you mentioned. They were the only 2 occasions in my whole life. I had to rebel in order to assert myself as a human being and as an adult. I was 17, 18. I should have been allowed to go out clubbing if I wanted to be. The law said I could. but my parents said I couldn't.
During school time.
17?
No, I was 18.
When
I went to the club, I was 18.
Okay, with Soma.
Yeah, my birthday's in October, so I was one of the eldest. So
Okay,
I was 18.
okay.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
there you go. All right, let's go on to the next.
Always been on the good side of the law.
Middle
sister.
tribe.
I'm
Middle
supposed to
child.
read that. Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So I'm not going to comment on this. It's for you guys to comment. Dulled down personality. Quiet. Even-tempered. Not given much attention by parents. Not the favourite child. Struggles with codependency. Not perfectionist. Open typo. Open to taking risks. The most annoying sibling.
I would agree with two out of those things.
Which one?
The last one?
The most annoying.
The most annoying.
No, that's not fair. Leo is.
And what was the other one? Read them again.
Dull down personality, quiet,
No.
even-tempered,
No.
not getting much attention, not the favourite child,
No.
not perfectionist. I'm not a perfectionist.
You're not a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like, yeah, you can do something and not check it over, and you're totally cool with that. Yeah.
You know,
Totally.
you know what I find? I think some people are like written perfectionists and other people are maybe, but in a practical sense, I find Natalie pretty, in a practical sense, when she delivers something, it normally has a bit of perfection on it. No one's perfect, but I don't know. Like
But maybe it's been refined before you see it.
Keep on talking.
or maybe it's, what do you mean refined? For example, if I ask Samantha to make, here's an admission.
Oh,
Come on.
If we're in Mama Rocks, right, in the kitchen, and like,
Oh,
okay,
come
let's
on.
have a cookout between the two of you,
Yeah, who wins?
all right? So
Speak truth, Leo, truth.
Samantha will plate the salad pretty nice, but she'll burn the bread.
Yeah, so I have a problem with burning things. It's not to do with lack of perfectionism. It's just to do with, I've got an issue with time in general, timing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I burn things, but it doesn't mean I'm not a perfectionist.
Okay.
If you're going to use burning things as an example, the only example, then that's cool, yeah.
No, I'm just saying I give props to the middle child on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is all rubbish, by the way. Can I just say that?
Most of it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
Why?
It doesn't make sense. I think people are people. Just because I'm born after you doesn't mean I'm, have certain traits.
Mm.
Do you agree with anything you disagree with or agree with?
When it says the most quiet,
That's definitely not true.
That's
You don't
completely.
think I'm quiet?
Not at all.
No.
You think you're quiet? Do you know yourself?
It depends who I'm with.
Yeah. Okay. In a sense, Natalie.
I'm not loud.
She's not loud. She's not the most quiet. Definitely.
I'm just there.
So some of this list is a little bit even tempered. I mean, Natalie can get flared up, but she will never like get to the point where
I'm not beating anyone up.
she's actually she has her own zen soul. So it's never gonna throw her off her. You're quite composed. Yeah, you won't see Natalie wild in public, like frustrated at someone. But she would put you in check. But she will voice out her. Yeah, but she's not like wild. Yeah, she's quite even tempered.
Yeah, she's even tempered.
Okay, should we move on to the youngest child now?
You're not going to share any stories?
You haven't asked me anything. What stories?
Well, go through the list again.
Oh gosh, she's
All right, we can move on.
dull down personality, quiet, even tempered, not given much attention by parents. Do you think that's true?
I believe that you were given the most attention.
I think I was a passionate child. I cried because I wanted something. There's nothing wrong with that. If I want Barbie, then I'm going to cry.
She made her wants and needs known, definitely.
But I didn't get them all the time, not as much as Leo.
I feel like my parents had to give you what you wanted.
Otherwise what?
Otherwise, you would scream the house down. You threw a lot of tantrums.
What did I get though? Think about it. Think back.
Most things.
What? Tell me.
Sweets, what's-its,
Food.
toys.
I didn't get any toys.
Skates, bike.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, so she got everything that she demanded. Would you not say that's true?
Not really. Anyway, Leo, apparently the youngest. You're charming, manipulative. You get your own way. You're you're supposed to be yourself. Babied, spoiled. You act first and then think about the repercussions later. and you're more experimental. You're clearly more experimental.
Everything on that list.
All right.
Everything's
single
right.
thing.
Perfect.
Go on.
No, I want to hear you talk about. Let's break down the list according to
Okay.
what you believe to be true.
You're definitely charming and manipulative. Everybody knows you. Even in the most random places. I can be in the blackest hole and someone say, I know your brother.
But that's a positive
That's a good thing.
You talk to people and you engage people really well. They like you. You're known because people, apart from your hair, you're known because people really engage with you.
You talk to everybody.
But this thing of manipulative.
Yeah.
You know,
that's really strong.
I'm not. There's no way I'm trying to manipulate the youth. Them, you know, it's not like I'm. This whole thing about manipulation.
No, you can spin a story so you can get what you want.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've
You're
seen
the
that
master
a lot.
of that. You're the
I've seen that a
master,
lot.
Leo. To the point where I'm like, I get confused between which is real and what's reality. I feel like I'm in a film. What's that film with Leonardo DiCaprio? Inception. You make me feel like I'm in Inception. Yeah. That's how
He knows it. Look.
Yeah. That's how crazy your stories are.
Oh, you're gonna tell the story about when he was at school.
Actually, where did you go? Because I remember you created a
Natalie, you have to
website.
start from the beginning.
Okay, so one time Leo didn't want to go to school. How old are you? 15?
I think I was 15.
Didn't want to go to school. So obviously my mum, as you probably know now 100 times, she's Nigerian. No school, that doesn't compute. I don't want to go to school. So Leosi created a web page. He what do you call it when you completely mirror a website? He completely copied the website for his school,
cloned
it, and then created an off day saying that the school is flooded because of burst pipes. So how many days was it? Can't remember.
You look so proud, by the way. You look so proud right now. Yes.
It was like Wednesday to Friday.
Yeah.
But how many kids? All right, I'm not talking about nowadays. Back in, I don't know, how many years ago was this?
Don't share.
A lot of years ago.
Yeah.
How many kids back then would know how to clone
Clone
a
a
website?
website.
Like, I was fascinated when I found this out. He was incredibly smart and is incredibly smart, but he obviously channeled that smartness in slightly the wrong way.
Just like 419.
Yeah.
Yeah, 419. I was 419 scamming since I was. Yeah,
Why did you do that?
I'm not so proud of that, but there was just something about school and the school system that I just got bored, and I don't know. I just didn't engage at that time, and I just didn't like my going to business studies, going to geography class. I was like, oh my god.
And there was a bit of bullying as well, wasn't there?
No, there wasn't really bullying in
Campion.
in Campion, the all boys school. No, there wasn't really bullying, but I don't know. And I had always been I would never do stuff like that. I'd never miss school. So I just felt like hanging out. I don't know, by myself. I wasn't even with anybody.
Yeah.
So I found a way out, and I made up a really bad lie. And
Was it 1 week or two?
No, it was
it was
3-4
a couple of
days.
days.
It was 3-4 days at most. It wasn't that long, and I think that was probably the only time I was truant. All I remember was cycling my bike around the block, like by myself.
Then the school called, right?
The school called, yeah.
Ask you where you were.
just cycling around the estate for like 2-3 days, like and bumping into a kid who's older than me. He's a good friend of mine, and he was also doing the same thing. Yeah, in the nature park. Yeah, so that was an experience, but yeah.
What else about him?
That was quite manipulative. Okay.
Babied. Oh my God. My mum, Leo, is so besotted. She still thinks you're 2.
Yeah.
Any little thing, it's like, Leo.
She wants to find out where you are
thing.
constantly. You're babied until now.
Or you cough and then you have asthma. It's now asthma. You have a respiratory condition because you coughed.
But I think because you were the firstborn boy as well, you were very like presided over, like mollycoddled. You know, they really took special care of you.
I swear you drank bottled milk until you were like 10.
Oh my gosh.
And had like baby cookies and stuff. And like,
But I'm also the one that I could do something ridiculous and then they wouldn't really punish me.
Yeah,
you got all the
away.
stuff. You got the
And
Game Boy. You got the PlayStation. You didn't even have to ask. You just had to breathe. You just had to wake up. And it was there. I had to cry. You just got it.
Yeah, I guess it was also just the times, and I think I had a much more. My
Relax.
generation was more electronics were like coming out a lot. Sega Mega Drive it was just like, you have to have that thing. PlayStation, you have to have that
But
thing.
then I also feel like you pay the price a little bit because you were their personal assistant. Everything is,
Yeah.
Leo, come and fix the printer. Leo,
To get my Xbox, I had to do my dad's taxes at like 14. I remember like spending a whole summer doing my dad's receipts and taxes and then handing it over the last stage. And then, I got an Xbox out of that. But definitely, I wouldn't really.
Never got punished.
I never really got punished.
Never, no repercussions.
Yeah, not really any repercussions.
No. And I think, when I was growing up, my parents were not wealthy at all, and we lived in council housing. And I think by the time Leo came around, our circumstances as a family had changed. We'd moved to a better area, with a better school system and our finances had improved. So I think I came from nothing. I had no luxuries, and you kind of had.
Remember we wanted to join like athletics team?
Yeah,
and it was something like £5 a month, which is probably like how much? 5,000 bob for both of us to go in athletics, and it was nice, too expensive.
Yeah,
but Leo can go to like get a saxophone that he sold for hard cash.
Yeah, I'm not really an instrument. She was good at the piano.
No, that's another thing. I was forced to play the piano. He wasn't forced to do anything.
Yeah,
I broke my finger. How can I play a saxophone after I break my finger? I sold it like 10 years later. I had never seen what 30,000 should have looked like. I sold it. Let me be real.
Do you know what I think is?
He's being real now.
Do you know what I think will make this like a really fair? It's not even an argument. Who will give us the best insight into this, Leo?
My mum.
Should we give her a call and see what her perspective is? Because we know how zen she'll be when she answers the phone.
So you're gonna call her?
Yeah.
The Bluetooth device is ready to
be paired.
What do you think she'll say?
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
That must be something.
So you're going to ask her about all of these traits?
Just quickly.
Okay. It's going to be funny.
Listen to how zen she's going to be when she puts the phone. If it was you, she'll pick up, Leo.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? You sound exhausted.
Okay, thank you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry to disturb. Oh, what? Huh? Did I disturb you?
Okay. Yeah, no, it's okay. You can talk to
All right, I have a really serious question.
Go on.
No, I've got a really serious question to ask you.
Yeah.
Okay, who was the hardest of us to raise between me, Samantha, and Leosi?
Oh my goodness. Hardest in what way?
As in, like, who was the most manipulative of you?
You mean headstrong?
No, manipulative. Like, who used to lie and like just be
manipulative? No. Leo.
Who was the most nurturing and giving and the nicest one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who?
Yeah.
Which one?
He's very good in terms of giving. Yes.
No, I'm saying out of the three of us, who did you like the most?
What? Out of what?
Can you think of another? Who was the most nurturing out of the three of us?
Nurturing. Oh,
yeah.
Wow. I don't know how to answer that because that would be really unfair.
Really? So it means you have an answer?
No, that would be unfair.
Really?
Who's the best teacher? Who's the best teacher?
Who's the best teacher?
The best teacher? Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Oh, I don't know. The best teacher. Yosi.
Oh, really?
Yosi.
Who was the most rebellious?
Rebellious?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Rebellious. I don't know. Oh, wow.
You don't know?
Yosi. That and the two of you, so I got to know more about him.
Oh, really? But who's the most responsible?
The most what?
Responsible.
Responsible.
Yeah.
Oh, responsible in terms of responsibility.
Yeah.
Wow. I would say it's you.
Oh, thank you. All right, bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
So we got answers.
Yeah, you got your answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're the one, when she means responsible, she means the one that didn't challenge her. Yeah. So, yeah, I agree.
That's where the dull down comes from.
Because you never wanted to go to parties.
It's correct.
It's because you never wanted to go to parties. You never wanted to go clubbing.
Yeah.
You preferred to stay at home.
Exactly. That's why she's the most quiet. Definitely.
Yeah.
That's why she's the most dulled down personality.
Wow, you guys are really.
That's why she's the most. Yeah, actually, this is all
'cause she's a
correct.
homebody.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
There you go.
That's a
Yeah.
nice positive end.
She's saying you're responsible because you didn't challenge her rules.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. By the way, okay, now when you came to Kenya to come and settle in Kenya, would you say that my rebelliousness helped you in any, like, for example, would you say they still our parents, would you say they gave you the freedom that you were looking for when you came to Kenya?
I was a fully grown adult.
Okay. You're fully
It
grown.
didn't apply.
Yeah,
didn't
I stopped caring.
Okay, that's me having some subconscious trip here. All right.
Yeah, but you're still in baby mode a little, so you actually care.
Maybe these
you still
observations
care.
are true.
Yeah. So you still care about what they think. I don't anymore.
I don't care.
I know.
All right, kids.
All right, cool.
All right, kids.
Game over. I'm gonna go and. This is the end.
This is the end.
This is the end.
Yeah.
Hopefully you know a bit more about us. I don't know, maybe you can let us know what your dynamics are as siblings. If any of these traits come up in your kind of family dynamics. Yeah, want to hear about it.
Comment section. Drop a comment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, bye. Peace out.
Peace.